Getting dicey.
It's always something to celebrate when I don't absolutely crash and burn that intro. Okay, let's get some sound going. The door to Blinsky's has opened, and I don't know if I had music last time we had Blinsky.
Oh, that thing.
I need my Sirenscape.
Yeah, get my Siren on.
Don't call it Sirenscape.
What is it? Sirenscape?
Yeah, like
Obviously Sirenscape.
The song of a siren, you know?
But it looks like syringe.
I don't think it's
Sirenscape. I like that now.
And I thought I'd just add Sirenscape to my CPU load as well.
Good.
We'll get that going as well.
This music rules.
Blinsky very, very happy to see
There it is.
the Baron in the door.
He's happy.
He's happy to see you. It's very nice to see you again, Mister. I'm shutting up shop for the day. I'm afraid you won't be able to buy anything. I've already counted the till. I've put things away.
So you're turning down money?
Oh, I mean, you be here
Unusual.
if you need something. You're really twisting Blinsky's arm here.
It's good to see you, Blinsky.
Are you here to buy?
This guy's all over the place. First he's fucking shut. Then he's like, are you going to buy anything?
He remembered he liked money.
He's like thinking about, just like, yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't turn down money, I guess. Times are tough, especially now. My one customer that came every day for the same doll is no more to be seen.
Every day.
Ooh.
Remember
Wouldn't know anything about that.
Isaac.
Isaac, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was every day though, Blinsky. You must be.
Using a little.
You can have a holiday now.
Yeah, just trying to just a little bit of exexaggeration there.
And
I didn't know you took everything so literally, funny man.
Well, if you say you gave me every day, I don't know what to believe. And he didn't pay you either, did he?
Well, that's a good point. You're reminding Blinsky of a very sad time.
Every day, not paid.
Well,
Extortion. But anyway, how's things lately?
how things? People aren't really buying too much at the moment with all the mayhem happening in the city.
Mayhem. Has there been a bit of mayhem, has there?
Ever since what happened to the Burgomaster and his family, it's been very dark days here in Barovia.
It was always pretty dark, though.
Always dark around here, isn't it, though? Hey?
Yeah, bit shit.
Right. Yeah, the Baron knows.
It's like the new town of Barovia. It's a bit shit.
Why are we here?
That's a good question. Why is
Hey, I brought some
Blinsky-
friends. I brought some friends with us this time, and maybe we could come inside. There's a bit nuts out here.
Sure. And he sort of peeks his head out of the door, looks sort of each way just to make sure. He doesn't want to attract too many people to let them know that the store's open. He's like, yeah, come in. And sort of opens up the door for you guys all to enter in. There's an awful lot of you. How many of you in my very small store? Maybe just the main heroes of the quests maybe come in.
Welcome, Scott.
I'll leave my skeletons outside, I guess.
Maybe just the main hero.
That's very meta of you, Blinsky. Brian, ask him about the girl.
Oh, the girl. Yeah, have you seen? We're looking for someone who's disappeared, a young girl, and she's a big fan of your toys. So we were wondering if perhaps she's showed up here.
All the small children in Vallaki love Blinsky toy. Is no fun. Is no Blinsky.
Is no
Blinsky.
There we go.
All right, here we go.
Have you any specifics?
A specific child? Yes, she's what are they? Where's she
Vistani.
from?
She's Vistani.
She's a Vistani.
She's around 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
There has been, yes, a small Vistani child come looking in Blinsky's window the last, maybe a couple of weeks back. But I have not seen
Couple of
her.
weeks.
I haven't seen her
Weeks?
since then.
What does she
Good
look
memory.
like?
She's a small. She look about 7 or. Why am I telling you what she looked like? You tell me what the one you're looking for looked like. She looked Vistani.
Well,
Right?
I just want to
long
corroborate
black,
without preloading with information.
Right.
Okay, so because
Fair
maybe
enough. long black hair, small, child size, I guess. Dark eyes.
Child-sized child, standard.
yeah.
Classic.
Why are you looking for this Vistana girl?
Well, she's gone missing.
Oh no!
And she could be anywhere, but she's a fan, and she was talking about your toys, and so we figured maybe she's come here to get one. And you've seen her in the past, by the sounds of it.
Yes. Like I said, maybe a week ago, maybe she was looking in, hands up against the window, looking at all Blinsky's toys. Didn't dare come inside for some strange reason, but yeah, I do remember her. She hung out there for quite some time.
Outside the window, looking in for a while.
Yeah, yes. Looking at Blinsky's wares.
Hey, I'm gonna nudge Baron and try and kind of have a small whisper to him out of Blinsky's earshot somehow.
Baron, can I just get a like a perception check from you? No. Sorry, make that an insight check.
Insight. An 18
Ooh.
plus something, maybe 7.
You notice a little bit of concern on Blinsky's face. Maybe there's like a little
Concern?
something in his voice. Maybe there's a little bit of concern.
What kind of concern? Concern for himself or concern for...
Oh, so when you know talking about this young girl, just when he's sort of telling you about when he saw her last, yeah, there was. Sorry, I just got to turn off something here. Yeah, just when you're talking about this girl, there's just a little bit of concern that shows on his face.
So, yeah, that was just an 18 I rolled. So, but he does he look guilty?
No, it's not guilt. Just like maybe he just has some sort of concerns about this girl.
Well, people around here don't like them.
Yeah. Are you
Brian,
Remember
look a
that
little
racist
concerned?
guy at the gate?
Psst.
Yeah.
Baron.
Yeah. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I wonder if we can turn up the pressure on him a bit, make him think he's maybe a person of interest and maybe might be a bit more forthcoming with information. I don't know. I don't know if that's a wise tactic or maybe that'll just freak him out like a horse.
Well,
He does
Okay.
have horse-like eyes.
well, as long as he doesn't eat that horse taste. Well, Blinsky. I suppose he could if he was a horse. Blinsky.
Yes.
I brought a couple of my friends. This is Morley. He's a detective with
Oh,
an agency, a detective agency.
a pleasure to meet you.
Hello there,
And this is
Blinsky, is it?
That's all right.
Bill. He's also a detective.
Okay.
And they're
he's-
on the case for the small child.
He's getting more and more like visibly kind of worried now. Like he thinks he's not sure why there would be detectives here. Oh, why, Mister? Why are you here? What is? There's obviously more to the story than just a girl. What's going on?
Well, she's a missing child there, Mr. Blinsky. Didn't think people were just gonna turn the other cheek, did you?
No, I guess you're right. Absolutely. Well,
And you've seen her lately, so that's very interesting as well. Isn't it, my detective friend? Turning to Bill.
Yes, very interesting.
Very interesting
And Bill
indeed.
just strokes his beard. When did you say you last saw her? And finds a quill and parchment to start writing things down.
About a week ago. Look,
1 week. You said 2 weeks just before.
You did say 2 weeks just before. Is it 1 or 2?
You're making Blinsky very flustered. It was.
Why is that?
Blinsky is not used to this kind of pressure.
Hey, we're all friends here. We just want to find the young lass, don't we, DCI Bill?
Yes.
I don't like talking bad about my fellow Valakians, but have you spoken to Bluto? Now, Bluto is a name that you know from Dunk the Drunk during the festival. He was the drunk that Loris was trying to dunk into the big barrel of fetid water.
Is his name Bluto like Bluetooth, or is it Bluto like Popeye?
Like Popeye. Yeah.
No, I think it's like Bluetooth.
His name.
That makes more
after
sense.
The popular wireless communication protocol. Well, that's when they threw the potatoes, and the potatoes got thrown out of the village instead of at Bluto.
That's right. Have you spoken to Bluto?
Why wouldn't we speak? Sorry, Bill.
No, we haven't. Why would we speak to him? What can you tell us?
I don't like speaking badly of my fellow Valaki folk. He has had some trouble.
Come on, man, out with it.
And
Morley kind of just places his hand down quite firmly on the counter, just as a bit of a very slight show of kind of hurry up aggression, but not overly.
He's freaking out a little bit. He has been caught inappropriately with children once before. I had just...
What?
He is a drunkard man, and he has been inappropriate. If a child is missing, I would maybe go to Bluto.
What do you mean inappropriate?
He was seen once trying to kidnap a small child, and Isaac put a stop to it, but...
Oh, God.
That was months ago.
Oh, my
If only
spirits.
Isaac was still around.
You've been very helpful, Blinsky.
I feel like I should turn my music off in my store. This is a very serious conversation.
No, I like
it's
it,
lightening the
Blinsky.
mood.
This is no fun. And no Blinsky.
Okay, so there's a child predator on the loose. And where does this Bluto live? Or can be found?
He lives on the outskirts of town, sort of to the north, near the northern gate, out towards the lake. Small house, maybe 3 houses from edge of town. Big green roof. Hard to miss.
Okay, so it's still within the walls?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
My spirits, let's go apprehend him immediately. This monster. I'm sure this must be the case.
Is there anything else you can tell us, Blinsky, before we leave? About the whereabouts of this young girl, or any other youngsters that might be threatened or...
No, detective, it's nothing else. This is the first time we've had a detective here in Valaki. It's very
Ooh,
intimidating.
like buses, isn't it? None for ages and then 2 come at once.
There's nothing else I offer. I have nothing more to offer as information. But
Well, you've been very helpful.
But be careful. Bluto is an angry man. He is very drunk, very angry. Just be careful.
He's the one that will need to be careful if we pay him a visit.
Exactly right. He's going to pay.
Well, he's not guilty yet.
He's going to pay, Brian. Let's go.
Don't kill him on sight. I'm just
Loading
saying.
the
Get
crossbow
your
in his
fireballs ready.
Considering
Americans
the whole
like-
town, we can't risk it.
All the children will explode. Blinsky, just before we go, thanks for being very helpful. Was there any dolls in particular that this child was looking at?
Actually, yes, it was this one over here. And it's this, like a horse hybrid, kind of lion hybrid. It's this weird, and it's, again, it's kind of like, none of the legs are of like the same proportions. The ratio for any kind of, there's no golden rule going on with this toy. It is not a well-made toy at all. But there on the side is that little tag. No fun is no Blinsky on the side. Yes, it's one of my favorites that I've made recently, and she keeps having a look at it. I was hoping she would come in for me to sell her.
Do you mind if we take that for evidence?
You think?
I was going to offer to buy it.
Yes, and we'll compensate you for it, obviously. But I guess it's at that point, it's not really us taking it in. It's more of a regular transaction.
Yeah, if we find her, maybe it'll cheer her up.
No, please, you take. And if you don't find, please bring back maybe another little girl or boy could find happiness with Blinsky doll.
I don't think we'll be bringing any children back.
No, if you don't find the girl, you bring the toy back. I'm not saying bring children to Blinsky. Blinsky is not
You've
Pluto.
implicated yourself here.
So you wait. We'll buy the toy, and then you want us to return it.
Oh no, I thought you wanted for evidence. I was going to give.
I'm just gonna rifle in my pockets. Here's a gold piece, Blinsky. You've been very helpful this time and last time. Okay,
so thank you very much. Thank you. And he grabs the coin like in both hands and sort of bows a little bit as he sort of backs off to the counter to place that gold coin on the counter. Thank you so much. Thank you. You please let Blinsky know what happened to small Vistana girl.
Yeah, hopefully we see each other again, Blinsky. Goodbye.
And if you think of anything else, you go to the Blue Water Inn and ask for Detective Morley and Detective Bill. And tell them the information as well, because we won't likely be there, but...
Leave a note.
Yes, leave a note.
Yes.
Leave a note for Detective Morley. And Bill.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay.
I'm backing out of the place with my toy.
And he's following you,
Ding.
shutting the door and sort of locking it all up, just to make sure that there's... and this sign, again, gets put into place on the door saying that it is now closed.
Word.
Security conscious, isn't he?
Did it. We just got a clue. Let's go save a child.
So he's sort of mentioned
Good
that
idea.
to the north of the city, just before the gates, 3 houses from the edge of the city, there should be a green-roofed house that belongs to the town drunk known as Bluto.
How do we approach this,
afternoon,
detectives? Oh, sorry.
It's taken you quite a few hours to get back into Vallaki, so it's probably close to 5, maybe 6 o'clock now. So it's already gotten quite dark, and there's a lot of candlelight coming from different homes at this point.
We just rock up, right?
Well, should we just bust in, or should we do some stake out the place, or try and listen in, or something like that? What do you think?
Oh, I've got an idea. American, why don't you go knock on the door and pretend you're doing a census?
Doing a census?
Or a Jehovah's Witness, whichever one that you prefer.
Go on. I love it so far.
And then you'll get him to open the door, and you can kind of peer around and ask how many people are in the house. Maybe get some clues that way, just some innocent questions. Maybe we can get some more information out, and then we can bust down his fucking door and kill him.
What about... Now, I hate to say this, But I've been accused of not being that charismatic. I don't know how. Maybe Bill is the better, and he's a convert to the Morning Lord, so it would really roll off his tongue. He would get invited in so easily.
People love inviting people in to talk about religion, don't they? It's a well-known.
But then I'd invite Bill in to talk about anything. Just look at him.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the eyes of a cherub and the voice of an angel.
Look at those eyelashes.
I feel like this will work. Let's try it.
Okay, and you can use your if you get in, you can use your message and tell us all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. We could just be waiting outside for the signal.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
We could go around the back door and like kick it in if we get a signal. Bill loves doing that. Kick and roll.
I should just turn into a bear.
That's what I thought you were going to go with.
Just mess everything else up.
I've been accused of not being charismatic, so
Bear time.
how about I turn into a bear?
Do we have any amendments to the plan? Because I'm keen on this.
That sounds
Let's
good.
do it.
I think
Let's
this
rock
will
and roll.
work.
Where's
Right.
his house? Can you
We
ping it
go
on
to
the
his. We go to his house.
So if you're looking at
Oh,
the
yeah.
map, just sort of near the top here, just this small thing. So you guys all head off at the same place. So you're still in your carriage. You've still got the entire group with you. I think you get past the Blue Water Inn, and Esmeralda sort of mentions, if you don't mind, I think I might just stop in and get a few drinks and something to eat. I think you've got enough on your plate. Here, you don't need me for this, do you?
You're not going to take off again, are you?
No, I'll be here. I'm sure.
Don't steal any horses.
Okay, no, I won't go back. I won't go back to the Vistani camp. I won't steal any more horses. I'll be waiting for you. I just want to have a few drinks, have something to eat. You've got more than enough people there filling up your carriage.
Can we just really quickly poke our heads into the Blue Water? Just make
Just the
sure
one.
Blue, just the one, eh? Just make sure Bluto's not already there, given he is the town drunk.
Oh,
More of an offie guy.
yeah, okay. Sure. We can all head into. Let's have a look.
I was just keen to literally go in the front door, look around, and go.
Okay. Well, what you can see in there at the moment is you can see Danica and two of her kids just that are serving some plates of food up to a couple of people. None of them look like the man you saw sitting on the Dunk the Drunk.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so you just quickly sort of peruse through. Esmeralda walks straight past her as you're doing that and straight up to the counter to talk to Danica. But you don't see Bluto in this establishment.
Danica, if there's any messages left for detectives, that's us.
Okay, I'm not quite sure what you mean, but okay. Thank you, Bill.
You'll find out.
I have a question for the group at large. It's been a long day. Does anyone remember when I last summoned the owl that got killed? Was that yesterday or today?
That was today. That was early
That
this
was
morning.
today.
Oh no, that means I can't wild shape again unless we have a short rest.
You can't even. Was that classified as a wild shape?
Yeah, I think so. I think basically, yeah, it was, and I can only do it twice. So I've turned into a bear, and I've made that companion today.
Right. Yeah, that's
Are
right.
you
Forgot
sure
about
I did
that.
it to? No, yeah, I must have done it this
was-
morning.
Yeah,
It's been a long day.
it was outside Argynvost Hold. So, and you guys haven't rested since you got to the mansion.
Yeah,
We're
so I
riding
actually
on a
can't
carriage.
turn into an animal.
By all means,
So-
you did have like a 4-hour drive in a carriage. You could absolutely, all of you could consider that as a short rest if you like.
Nice.
If you
okay.
needed to get back, if you wanted to use some hit die to get back some of your health, if you wanted, or whatever a short rest might give you. So feel free to utilize that. Good call, Bill.
I need those because I got terrible hit points.
So you continue back into the carriage and head north. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As you head north, you can feel that the buildings become fewer and fewer and more sparse as you're heading towards the northern end of this city. And there's a few more trees that are popping up, and you find yourself outside a as Blinsky put it, a small house with this green roof. There don't seem to be any lights on, no candlelight or anything coming from within that house, or the one to its left. It looks like no one's home at the house on the left either. The one on the right, to the right of Bluto's house, does have a couple of flickering candlelight coming from within, but nothing from Bluto's house.
I knock on the front door.
Yeah.
But not before we skulk around to the side of the house out of view.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So everyone's is out of view.
I'm assuming I've gone ahead.
Okay, cool. Bill, you've gone up. You're knocking on the door, and you're not hearing anything. You're looking through some of the windows and not seeing any light from within. And there's no sound of footsteps or anything else coming from within.
Hello?
And there's
Hello?
nothing in return.
Can I turn the doorknob or?
Yeah. You turn the doorknob, but it's not opening. It's locked.
If only I could unlock those things. I take a look over at next door.
The one with the light on, or the candlelight.
The candlelight one.
You sort of lean back and take a look out towards that house, and you can see shadows moving within through the windows. So it definitely looks like there's someone home at the house next door.
But they just seem kind of occupied with what they're up to.
Yeah, they're not really noticing much of what's going on. Oh, you're not really causing a lot of fuss, really. So
I'm just going to send a message to Morley. Say, you couldn't help us out with a door, could you, champ?
I just get to respond back in message, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that, and then I roll up to the door and get out my thieves' tools.
Ooh.
Okay, give us a roll of your thieves' tools, please.
Get ready, everybody, for another brilliant success.
It's not it's a Valachian lock. They're not the best, so it's not going to be a hugely hard roll.
Just trying to figure out how to do this. Sorry.
You should just be able to click on the word itself, thieves' tools. I think if you've got that set in your
it comes up with input value.
Okay. Maybe just give us.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
We'll take that first one. 21. It's like you just slide the thieves your little pick into the lock, and like you just are getting comfortable, and just the movement of getting comfortable just picks the lock. Like that's ridiculously easy for you and
slide it in and off we pop.
You know all too well how to pick a lock. And so the door is now unlocked.
There we go.
I motion Morley inside with me, and I try to sneak.
Okay, cool. So you've got dark vision, right? So you can see. You creak the door open. It is a creaky door, and there are empty bottles, mugs that have been like toppled over and spilled. The furniture is very sparse. There's almost no furniture in this place. Just these stained wooden floors, dust, and what is in the house is like fishing lines and sinkers and hooks and stuff like that, and a lot of fishing gear, and sacks up against one of the like hempen sacks up against one of the walls.
What do you mean?
I don't like saxophones, like an alto saxophone.
I was like, wow, I would not have picked that, but okay.
But the place just reeks of like that really strong alcohol smell, like meth. Is it meth? Not methane. That's farts. It probably smells like farts as well in here, but it doesn't smell good.
It smells of like fish and farts. And booze.
And booze.
Yeah,
it's very similar to Morley's sort of pre-soda.
Morley just breathes in and he's like,
ethanol.
God.
So. Yeah, ethanol.
Can't
and
be all
that
that
fishy
bad.
smell. There's like a bed pushed up into one of the corners, just a little small single bed with these just gross stained sheets that look like maybe they've still got chunks of vomit on them.
Ew!
God, it's like I've stepped back into a time warp into my old life, Bill. Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
I'm gonna search for like a cellar or something. Like,
Give me an investigation roll.
sure.
Let's both you and Morley. Give me just give it to me with advantage, I guess.
Oh. An 8. Oh, sorry. I see what you mean. Bill, give it to me with advantage.
yeah. Bill could roll with advantage. That'd be awesome.
Sorry. Character sheet.
Me and Bear and Byram are just standing outside like, huh?
Actually, while the rolls are happening, inside the carriage, Irina has kind of. We're about to. You've been driving the carriage, American. I assume you seem to always be the driver here. Irina has sort of stepped out of the carriage and has come to stand by your side. And she says, "American, with the vision that you saw of the dragon's skull, Argynvost's skull, what was it again?
What was it?
What was the vision that you had of Argynvost's skull? I'm only asking because something is. I've got something in the back of my mind, and I haven't been able to get it out since you mentioned it.
Well, I definitely remember the vision in high detail.
Do you need? I can give you a refresher.
I'm looking through my notes and I'm like, I've got nothing.
Okay, so you saw
Wasn't it like it needs to be reunited with the?
You saw like a vision of a nobleman, and the dragon and all its meat being stripped off, and the head and just the skull, and then the tower, the light from the tower, the beacon, right? And so you relay all of this to Irina.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yeah. And she says, there's been something in my mind since Sergei gave me back some of these memories of my previous lives.
Ooh.
I feel like maybe I know where the skull could be.
Ooh. Well, I thought it might be in Strahd's castle.
I believe it is. But the I'm having two distinct memories of this skull, or the head of the dragon being presented in this ornate room, and then a second image of the same room, but all of the furniture is replaced with like furniture made from desecrated bodies and bones everywhere, just bones piled up in the corners, the walls just covered in bones, everywhere in the room, just bones. And she starts freaking out, just bones everywhere, just bones, like a bone cathedral. And all I can see is his skull above one of the doors of this bone cathedral, but I swear. And she starts kind of freaking out a little bit. She closes her eyes and she's rubbing her temple. Temple's like, this, I just can't get this vision out of my head.
Oh, my spirits, that sounds awful. I'm going to place my hand on her shoulder in an attempt to calm her and just be like, well, I'm sure these visions, these will come to aid us. You must accept them, let them flow through you and pass by. Do not let them seep into your mind and control you. You know, we're like a little bit like psychic sisters now. That's a little bit of a fun spin on it, don't you think?
And she's trying just to catch her breath. She's like, and she says, yes, if anything more comes to me, I'll let you know. But I think this is more than just a premonition. I think this is a memory from one of my previous lives.
Well, thank you for telling me.
And we'll go back into Bluto's house now. Bill and Morley, you've been looking through, like moving some of these hempen sacks and going through. You didn't really want to go near that bed, but you've looked under it and kind of thrown the sheets about just to see if there's anything lying around. You don't find much in this room, but what you do find is maybe one or two longish black hairs. They look quite silky and quite healthy, and not what you would expect to maybe find on Bluto. And you don't remember him having long hair, let alone long black hair.
Guilty.
And I think Bill, near the hempen sacks in that corner of the room, you do see just a couple of scratches on the hardwood floor, like small fingernails have scratched down across this hardwood floor.
I just point that out to Molly and just go, oh God. Is there any, like, the scratches in the hardwood floor, is there like any kind of, can I just like run my hand along it and see if I can lift anything out?
Yeah, you run your hands around that area. You start knocking on little bits of the floor and the walls around that area. You don't find, with a roll of 22, if there was any sort of hidden room or door or sort of trap door or something, you would have found it, but you find nothing. Is
the area around it discolored at all? Like,
no.
Does it look like it's had like something on it?
Oh, or... right. There's less dust in this area. That's about it. You don't seem to find any stains or blood or anything like that. It's just the only thing you really find is just those black hairs and the scratches.
Is this a single level?
It is. It's a very small place.
I kind of motion to Morley. Should we get out of here? I don't think there's anyone here.
Yeah, we probably should. Let's go.
You make your way back out the front door, and you look to the house that was occupied, and there's just an old grey-haired, wrinkled lady with a cane standing on at her door, like looking over it at you two.
Well, is everything all right over there?
Oh, yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Tell me, have you accepted the Lord and Savior into your heart?
Oh, the morning Lord, I certainly have.
And she has this big smile on her face, and she just holds the small necklace that she has.
Are you doing the Lord's work tonight, are you?
We are. We've just come to call on Bluto, see how he's doing, and hope that he can accept the Morning Lord as his Lord and Savior.
Oh, I don't think he's home. I think he's out doing a spot of night fishing.
Night fishing.
Best time for it. You tell him to get sober and change his ways and accept the Morning Lord next time you see him, won't you?
I do my best. I try every time I see him, but he's been so angry lately. He sure could use the Morning Lord in his life.
Have you you said he's been angry lately. Have you seen him with anybody else?
Well, poor Bluto hasn't caught anything at the lake for a good week now, and he's just, every time he comes back angrier than ever and gets drunker than ever.
Ooh.
So
has he had company? Has he been walking around with a young girl, for example?
Oh, not these rumours again. That Bluto, he may be a bit of a drunk, but he's not that kind of man. He's taken his sack full of bait out with him to the lake, and he's going to night fishing like he always does. And you know what? I reckon he's going to come back with not a single fish. The Morning Lord is not letting him catch any fish because he doesn't believe. He doesn't believe at all.
That'll be it. That will be it. How do you know so much about Bluto?
I've lived next to Bluto since he was a small boy.
And these rumors. I know we shouldn't indulge in rumors, I know it. But if you wouldn't mind just elaborating on just this one, it's very important.
The rumours about him and his indecency is the rumours of him trying to steal children. That is just a horrible lie. Why would anyone say something about that? Dear young boy, he might have some issues. He might have some drinking issues and some anger issues and recently fishing issues. But he would never steal try and kidnap away a small child.
Right.
Well, I think we'll go and find him at the lake. Thank you very much.
Just
Just
follow the road north and you'll find your way to Lake Zarovich, and you say hello to Bluto for me. And sir, if you could please convince him of the Morning Lord, it would be doing me and his late father quite the honour.
That's what we're here for. Peace be upon ye.
Oh, good night, you young gentleman.
And she just hobbles off back into her house, cane in the hand.
So, this is back at the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So, it would appear that Bluto took a sack of something out to the lake. There was some long black strands of black hair that we found in some tiny fingernail. Yeah, some tiny fingernail scratchings.
Oh, my spirits. What if he's to drown her? Let's go.
Let's head out immediately.
Yeah, let's get out there quick, smart.
I'm going to
Who was that old
the reins.
It's just a local religious woman.
Yeah.
Lovely woman.
No time for chat.
American just kicks the carriage into gear, and do you still have all of your skeletons hanging out? Is that still something that we're just parading through the city now, just proudly? Yep, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
We should really get them some disguises.
Yeah, you get to
I think we should get suits. Remember, I wanted to get them nice suits. I'm saying this as we're
No, Hawaiian shirts. Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
And sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Wait, where are we? Let's go make sure we're on the right thing. You guys get to the northern gates. You haven't been to the northern gates before, and there are a couple of guards there that sort of remind you, we'll be locking up in 2 hours. You make sure you're back in here. Quick, smart, or gates will shut. You'll be holidaying out at Lake Zarovich overnight if you're any later than 2 hours, all right?
Oh,
hey, we know Greg, by the way.
There's like no response from these guards. They don't care. You got 2 hours.
I told you that was the bad bit, Baron. A deeply unpopular individual, it seemed.
It's quite.
Greg's got 2 hours too.
It's quite dark. It's quite foggy, and the fog definitely gets thicker the further north you go towards this lake. But after only maybe 20 minutes of travel, the tree line gives way, and you can hear the sound of the lake and the small ripples coming from the lake. Let me put you onto a new map. You might want to zoom out for this one. This one's going to be interesting.
oh, boy.
Crikey.
Okay. As you feel free to move your tokens as you go, but you come up to the shoreline of this lake, and you can see just slightly silhouetted, like maybe 400 feet out into this middle of this lake, is a singular rowboat. And you can see
A robot.
a robot. Let me just
Finally.
let me give you.
Yes.
Let me give you.
It's Bluetooth.
Bluetooth the robot.
That's actually a great name for a robot.
So the the water of this lake is perfectly still and dark, and reflecting the black clouds and slight shine from the moon trying to get through overhead like a monstrous mirror. Pulled up along the shore are 3 small rowboats, which you'll be able to see, and a 4th boat can be seen in the middle of the lake with that lone figure sitting in it with a fishing pole in hand.
It's my time to shine, baby. I think we should.
Your element.
I think maybe a couple of people should come with me in one boat, and I'll row out there, and you'll get to see I'm quite the rower. It's the Mahi Drysdale of wherever I'm from, and and maybe we pretend to be going fishing as well, and then we bump into him. I don't know why everything I suggest is a stupid thing. Let's just go out here and say, Pluto.
Now, like I said, there's about
Smash into him.
400 feet from the shore to where Pluto is. So the map doesn't properly show that. There's a little chunk in the map that shows there's like a 300-foot gap in the map.
Yeah.
I see.
Lisa Carrington over that kind of distance. It's an absolute machine. This will all be going down a treat with all the mini sports fans here and on
I'm
the
really
street.
lost here.
all the international sports, all the New Zealand-based sports fans who follow our stream.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of them Ferguson? Wasn't that a rower?
Ferguson.
Yeah, Ferguson.
He came to my school and he showed up his medal.
Lisa
Wow.
Carrington is the New Zealander who's won the most gold medals in a single Olympics.
Did either of them have a big sack that we suspect to have a child in it?
She was.
Did they do that at your school?
She did give herself a massive disadvantage by carrying a big sack. She's that good.
She brought an empty sack and left the school with a full sack.
So,
Full of children.
all jokes aside,
So we
I think we should run and try and row out there as fast as possible. Now, not being an athlete myself, Reagan, are you telling me that 400 feet is quite a distance to row?
It wouldn't take too long to get out there. So
Yeah, this guy's a fucking drunk and a loser, and he's out there.
yeah, but it could have taken him like an hour or more to get out there. I would say if we were doing turn orders, which we're not, I don't know, it would probably take a good 12 turns. So it'll probably take you like 3 or 4 minutes of like hard paddling to get out there.
Yeah.
do you think it does? We can do our walking distance in rowing, or less than that?
I'd say Morley would do a bit more than that. I'd say
More than his walking. He is fast.
he's an old hand at boats.
Oh my
You
gosh.
think Morley hasn't
Anyone's
rowed a
swim like a
boat?
fish.
Is there only one set of pedals on each boat?
Yes, so the boats that are up against the shore, they look like they would hold about 5 people each. If you were to max these boats out, then Morley may have a bit more struggle with that. But there's one set of oars for each boat.
It sounds like a storm's rolling in. Is that intentional?
It's just Barovia. This is miserable. There's always wind. There's always a chance of a storm constantly.
Did anyone check the
lingering over
marine?
you.
So we know it's safe.
You want to put a sail up and see if that helps?
Has anyone got 5 life jackets and a fish finder?
I just assume that Morley checks the marine forecast each morning,
It's
Hope-
been near the
hopeful-
water in weeks.
hopeful that he ends up on the water.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's grab a boat and I'll
but,
paddle the fuck out there.
Just wait. Before we go, do we suspect that this guy is potentially going to drown this child?
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. But if he
And
has,
if they,
I'll rip him to shreds before your very eyes.
but if he's going to, do you think maybe he'll try and get rid of the evidence if he spots us coming?
American, can you
Well,
give
if-
me a perception roll?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Hang on. I can. I can and will.
choose
I
not
just-
to.
I need to give
I
you
choose
guys
not to.
more times to roll dice, I think.
Sorry, it's just tabitis.
Right.
I've
You
got
need a
it.
cream for that.
This guy.
Anytime, like whenever you can find.
Anytime now, it's going
Does
to
anyone
happen.
else want to give me a perception roll?
I look at the water keenly and sense with my elven senses with a roll of only 6 + 7 for 13.
13's good enough. The one thing that you don't notice out there at the boat, you can see the shape or the silhouette of the boat, the man with the fishing line in his hand, but that's all you're seeing. You're not seeing any sign of Arabelle.
If that is indeed who was in a sack.
Well, that's why you guys are here, right? You are assuming Arabelle has something to do with Bluto at this point, or Bluto has something to do with Arabelle.
Yeah.
But you're not seeing her out there.
Here's an idea. If I get within 60 feet of him, I can try and do hold person.
Well, you're on the boat then. You've made the crew. Well done.
Okay.
Bosun Baron. Bosun Byron Baron.
I haven't been on the water before.
You'll love it.
I trust it's safe.
Who's up next?
I'm
Who's coming
jumping
with Baron
in.
and I?
While you're all sort of talking about who's venturing into the boat with Morley, American, while you're looking out there at the shapes, you notice the man put down the fishing line and sort of stand up on his boat, and the boat shifts from left to right. Like he seems pretty uneasy on his feet, and he leans down to like doing something with something on the bottom of the boat. And after maybe 5 seconds, he lifts up this big sack and places it with this big lumpy shape and places it over his shoulder. And as quickly as he lifted it up, he just drops it over the edge of the boat, splash into the water.
Oh my God.
And he sits back down in his boat and picks up his fishing line.
Let's go.
Well,
there's no time to waste.
Yeah, let's go. I'll jump in with
it
you,
out of the
and I'll
boat.
also get some skeletons to jump in to the other one and start rowing. If anyone wants to, they don't get tired.
Okay.
American, can you go after the girl?
Yes. I raise my arm to the sky and I say, I call upon the aquatic spirits, bless me with your form. And I turn into a crocodile and slither into the water at the speed
maybe
of
go
light.
with something less threatening.
Hell no. I'm here to mess shit up.
Go for a dolphin or something.
Hell no. I want to bite this boy. Anyway, I'm going to
Take the sack.
I'm going to aim for the sack. I'm going
aim
to go
for
Yeah, aim
get
for
the
the
sack. And then I'm going to get the little girl in the water.
Hey.
We're gonna take our break now, just because I know Bill's got to get going at exactly 10. So I thought we'd have our break now, just to get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you guys have been.
Good advice.
This has been
Good
awesome.
advice.
So
D&D,
in the prep
That's
stream last night, everyone was like, "Ooh, what animal do we think American's going to turn into?" That was the question.
Ooh.
And I think it was like everyone thought you'd be like an octopus.
Oh.
So I think crocodile
That's
is
a good idea.
way more brutal because you can fuck shit up really
Hell
easily.
yeah.
Now, so,
I'm
they're pretty
keen to drag
fast.
this.
I love
Yeah.
the idea that American has just like seen that splashdown and just instantly just like into a crocodile format and just like slithers into the water. Do they slither? They kind of slither.
Format
don't
like it's a Blu-ray.
Like
Its
a low-
arms and legs are just like.
It's like a little waddle, isn't it?
they? Yeah.
It waddles at pace.
Yeah, and when they're out of the water, they're not as graceful, but as soon as they get in there.
Apparently, the way to
And
get
when they bite, they roll,
Yeah.
don't they?
They just grab
Yeah.
and
To
roll.
break
Death
all their
roll.
bones.
apparently they're really fast on land in a straight line,
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
agree
they
with
can
that.
move.
so they can't drift.
But they can't. Well, they can't. They can't go side to side very quickly.
Yeah.
So apparently,
I've
you're
heard
supposed
this
to run
about-
away. You're supposed to run away in a zigzag pattern.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay. Just keep just running around in a circle. They'll never get you. It'll be sweet. Just a
Yeah,
bit-
if you want to stay next to them.
It's the crocodile hunter's technique.
I thought what would be good to do now as well is do the giveaway for the book giveaway that I mentioned a couple of weeks ago. So the guy Reese that played Sig in our Lost Mine of Phandelver playthrough, he went off to write basically a book detailing Sig's life after that. And we've got everybody who has subscribed, everybody who has part of our Patreon, and there was an opportunity for people to get bonus entries as well by talking about their favorite Sig moment in the Discord. So I've got like a big wheel that I can spin here.
Can we run through some of your faves? Some of your favorite Sig moments?
Yeah, feel free for everyone to put your favorite Sig moment. Oops, what am I doing here?
Oh, I just mean from the entries. But
I think. Sorry, I'm just moving stuff around. I don't have them on me, Bill. Okay, I just added their names to a wheel. So I don't remember.
Wheel?
Yeah, I actually have like a full on. There was a wheelofnames.com that I've given everyone their names. And if you're on the stream, you can actually see it. So I'm going to spin the wheel now.
Oh.
And this little
Spin
sound.
that wheel.
See this
From the Ninja Turtle movie.
and. All right, Kirsty. Nice. Or is it still going? Is it going to tick over? Oh, is it going to tick over? Oh, that's brutal. It literally slowed right down, got to the very edge of his thing, and went like 1 pixel into the next person. Drop Shadow. You are the official winner.
Oh my god.
I feel like
you pre-called it. That's me.
That is me.
That is a cause for a recount for sure.
It was like literally 1 pixel. Drop Shadow. He's one of our he's one of our Patreon supporters.
At least it's not Bevelin and Boss.
Right. Yeah. I think Drop Shadow is actually a designer as well. He had some good feedback on the thumbnails that you did. So So Drop Shadow, if you're not currently in our chat, I'll get in touch. I'll send you a message, and you can pick whether you want it in physical paperback or if you want the Kindle version, and we'll get that sent out to you. So that's super cool. We'll close that.
Reminded me of the winning wheel.
Round of
Remember
applause.
the winning wheel?
The what? The
I
winning
don't
wheel?
remember the winning wheel. What's that?
The winning wheel was a lotto thing. It was a
Oh,
brief
right.
thing.
Yeah, I
They
vaguely
would
remember
fly people in
That's
who
right.
had got the winning wheel number. They'd get
Don't
to
they do
spin the
that
wheel.
anymore?
No, they don't do it anymore, and I think it was because everyone looked so underwhelmed no matter what they won. People were winning like $250,000, and then they'd go, and the host would be fucking jazzed and amped up and go, "Oh, how do you feel? This must be how do you feel?" And they go, "Oh, yeah, good, thank you."
Typical Kiwis.
Such bad
Oh,
TV. Yeah, classic Kiwis. Like, oh, shit.
Could have been a million.
It was shit.
I've done a Blinsky tribute. Oh,
look at his rosy cheeks.
Nice. I also, since we're talking about Patreon supporters and we're talking about our subscribers, let me just rattle off our list of people that I'm reading out is getting bigger and bigger, which is awesome. The support you guys are giving us is so good. So a big thank you to our Twitch subscribers, Grim Reaper, Elosa Random Origins, Hoju the Elder, Coolios, Terrestrial Starfish, Waffles, Carlzone, Garman Dude, and the Foolish Fool. Thank you so much. I believe Random Origins just recently gave out a 1 month sub to LARP Kiwi.
Oh, wow.
So LARP Kiwi is also now one of our subscribers. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. As far as our Patreons that are on the $4 a month early bird tier, we've got George Friend, QSD, Drop Shadow, Waffles, Carlzone, Squished, our very own Joe and John, Sador, The Foolish Fool, Andrew Mitchellmore, also known as Big Cat from our Discord, and Dave Marsh. Thank you guys. How many have we got there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8. We need 8 more Patreons. Patron supporters? Patreons? I don't know. What's the word? Patrons? 8 more on that tier, and we will jump into our 20 fucking snacks. Which I'm very excited for.
Patrons.
We need 8. We just need 8 more. That's it. 8 more, and we'll have that amazing session. The other thing I wanted to say is that I want to look at spending some of the support money that you guys are giving by picking up the Ghosts of Saltmarsh. There are some rules and tokens and maps that I would like to use from that for Morley's origin story that I'm putting together. I'm really stoked with how that is looking and sounding
So
as well.
exciting.
I've already put together, I've got like a little private Discord channel for just myself, so I can put in screenshots of things and history and backstory and stuff, so I can kind of keep track of everything that's happening. I'm already excited even just about the feel of like opening up into Morley's origin, how just so different it's going to be from what you guys are used to with Barovia at the moment. You know, the darkness of Barovia versus like bright blue skies and seagulls and salt spray and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I'll be purchasing the Ghosts of Saltmarsh on Roll20 just so I can get some of the ship combat stuff, and yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be really awesome.
Or we find out where he got his amazing rowing skills from. Where he can do 400 feet in one turn.
It's going to be set in his Cambridge days when he was part of the
And the River Team.
Rahi Drysdale.
Someone said they've also... Sorry, maybe they did see... Oh, right, Brian... Look, actually, we've got another couple. Brian Shrimp subscribed with Prime. Brian Shrimp.
Nice.
So thank you for that as well. Brian Shrimp, Nuka's saying that he used Prime as well. Is it a different account, or... I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything here for Nuka Quince, but he's saying that he did as well. So unless you're also Brian Shrimp, I don't know.
There might be a delay with the
thickens.
Prime accounts or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Mrs. Something Squished is saying something as well. What have I missed with you? I definitely called your name out with the patron. Am I missing something there? Sorry, he's one of the... Sorry, I did forget you on my list there. One of the little post-its came off with your name on it, so sorry. Squished is also one of the elite dices that is both a subscriber and a patron. So let's talk about them. Carlzone, Squished. Who else have we got? Foolish Fool. I've got like subscribers on one side of my monitor and patrons on the other. It's probably not the best.
These are actual physical post-it notes.
Actual physical post-it notes, little thin ones with their names on it. So it's cool. Anyway, thank you so much. We've got a question of the week from LARP Kiwi. If this will let me roll up.
Yay.
Question of the week. Do any of the players have any plans to DM a game on Twitch or GM a game on Twitch? So obviously, Shannon, you've done some Call of Cthulhu. So have you, Joe? Do you guys have any plans to do any more?
I don't have any current ones. I don't have any current plans, but I'm open to it in the future.
Yeah, same.
I did like doing that. It was quite fun, even though it was a bit stressful.
Honestly, for the first time, you did.
It's a lot of pressure.
You did so well for a first time.
Oh gosh.
So good.
Yeah, I would definitely consider doing another one shot, or maybe like split up across a few different sessions. Yeah.
I've just realised that we've all at some stage DM'd or game mastered.
Yeah.
Or keep it or whatever it's called.
Yeah, what would people want to see? More Cthulhu or more like D&D mini-sode type things?
Yeah, and
I
in
have
the
put
chat.
that out to the players and the chat.
Yeah, let us know in the chat as well. And by the way, Nuka Quinn, you're, I don't know why Twitch didn't let me know that you had resubscribed, so thank you for that. He's also resubscribed. He's on 3 months, so thank you. Dude, the support you guys give us is just so good. I can't believe it. We're so lucky to have you guys in our chat every week and supporting us the way you guys do. But yeah, I kind of wanted to... I personally want to see us add... I know that everyone is way too busy to do this, but I'd love a second game night of some format. But obviously, asking people to give up 2 nights of their week every week is pretty rough. But if Shannon or Joe or John or Adam ever wanted to DM something less regularly than once a week, I would be very, very keen to be part of that and to broadcast that out as well.
I'll do a one-off.
Yeah, and that'd be cool. I think that'd be awesome. So if you guys ever want to do that, just put it out to in our Discord, and we can organize something. And we'll
Reagan, you've seen the care and thoughtfulness and just the layers I wove into that one shot that I
mate. I absolutely adored your NPCs. Your NPCs were just amazing. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's something I mutually feel about your NPCs. You probably found less enjoyment in the very clever way that I wrapped up the story by quickly going, oh yeah, and it's all over and you solved it. And, yeah. All right, well that's us. We've got to be out here by 10. So that was a goodie.
We've got another question as well. Where did it go? This is from QS Steve saying, what expectations do the players have for their origin story adventures?
I expect it's going to be awesome.
That's a good expectation.
I'm very excited. I really hope that I don't my excitement doesn't just die out the more origin stories we do. So it's like, yay,
Until the last person.
I put in 100 hours of prep and this is great. And then it's like the last person's like, oh look, I'll just think of something on the night.
The final story, we find ourselves in a cafe with a grand book reading Baron.
What's the conflict? There's not one. There's nothing.
Yeah, does there have to be conflict all the time?
Someone disagrees with a theorem that Byram's proposing. That's the conflict.
We can just if we do our snack stream, we can merge our snack stream with Bear and Byram's origin story, and it's just him in the cafe with his friends eating exotic snacks.
That
would be cool.
Would be an amazing one shot. That would act like you guys in character eating these snacks that Baron has brought
would be kind
to
of
the
funny.
table. That would actually be amazing.
I like it. What do we think?
Yeah, that's good. I think probably the biggest
I love
conflict
it.
will be like, there's a misprint on my pamphlet, or you've misquoted a famous person in your book. Yeah.
Okay, I'm stoked on this
wait.
idea of incorporating the snacks into like a D&D setting, and also maybe doing some rolling to see what magical effects the different snacks have.
All right.
Possibly.
This is definitely...
We'll think about it.
I do like the idea of Baron and his
that's good.
hippie friends all sitting around in a cafe eating snacks. It's like a cheese platter, but weird snacks. We've actually
Talking about politics.
yeah, we've got one more question as well, which is awesome from Overcord. Are you all preferring the darker themes of Cthulhu and Strahd, or do you also want to play traditional high fantasy stuff? I've got my own, but I will go around. Adam, what are your thoughts?
I like the foray into a little bit of darkness and grittiness, but I crave a bit more high fantasy.
That's fair. It was really interesting. Being like, all right, we're finished with this mansion where there are these revenants that are cursing you and are coming back to kill you. Anyway, let's move on to the story about the kidnapped young girl by the drunk. Cool.
Yeah, that was a bit. When you said inappropriate with children, I was like, fucking hell.
I was joking about in the prep stream how it's like Blinsky being, hey, let's talk about child kidnapping. It's like,
I like when he's like, I should turn off the music.
It's not the vibe I'm going for in this story.
Shannon, what about you? The darkness of Cthulhu and Strahd, or more traditional high fantasy?
Well, I like Cthulhu. I like all the horror and everything like that, and I like Strahd stuff. It's good to me. I've always, high fantasy is not normally really light, though, is it?
It can definitely
go into Mountain Doom.
Yeah, it can definitely have dark moments, for sure. Any story kind of can, I guess. But at least
there's plenty in Strahd. Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah. Joe?
I go more towards the romp than the dark, depressing thing. So I'm sort of with Adam on that. But I have enjoyed the Cthulhu. as well as like a change of pace, like different setting and all that. So I do like both. But yeah, I think like I'm looking forward to Morley's adventure as being like a bit more of a romp, just as a change of pace.
That'll be a romp, all right.
Yeah.
I did like Honey Heist. Doing that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Because you don't
Honey
get much
Heist.
more light than that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we bring some levity to even the serious themes, so it's not too dark and
I play
depressing.
it straight.
This campaign
Play
would
it
be
straight.
fucking dismal if you played it completely straight. Even
Yeah.
the book even says like you need to add some light moments to this thing, or like you just won't finish the
Does it?
campaign. Yeah.
And you read that and you thought Ismark has got Crohn's. Funnier than
So
that.
what I was planning with Ismark was I thought you guys were all gonna go and like check out Bluto's house, and Ismark was gonna be like, I'll check out the back. He was gonna head out the back and relieve himself, but
Use
you
the
took
outhouse.
but you took a different approach this time. Just sort of had just one of you, two of you breaking in. John, did you hear the question, or would you like me to repeat it for you?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
That's right. Overcord asked, are you all preferring the darker themes of Cthulhu and Strahd, or do you also want to play traditional high fantasy stuff?
Good question. I quite like a mix. Like, this is quite cool, especially that our interactions with Strahd are really fun. Like, it is genuinely frightening. We're like, well, there's no fucking way we can touch this guy. I really feel like we're on kind of the back foot, and that's quite an interesting thing. But I do also like we played Storm King's Thunder before we played Lost Mines, and that was quite cool too, because you've got like dragons and giants and they're going at it.
Yeah.
It's different. And I think like both of them have merit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily prefer one over the other.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing. Is it's not that I prefer one over the other. I just wish there was a bit more of a mix. With Barovia, we're never escaping this darkness and this foreboding. Every single session, there's like some horrible shit going on somewhere. It's just like no matter what you do as a character, there's always like repercussions and some dread. All because it's like this big just game being played by this thing that's overseeing this area. Whereas like, you know, you can have dark and light moments when you're just out in Faerun. You can have, there's a lot more of a mix, I think. But I'm craving some of that high fantasy, and that's why I'm really excited about Adam's story, which I don't know how much, I don't know how fantastical things are going to get into it, but it's going to be definitely, it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm pretty excited about it. Definitely a different feel.
Fantastical, Mr. Morley.
Did we end up answering Kirsty's question about our expectations?
Oh yeah. What are the expectations for the origin stories?
I have literally none.
Okay.
I have no expectation. I think like for my backstory, the important part will be Reagan and I picking like the right point in time. So I think like some of my backstory will be like, I guess, pretty Barovian-esque, and I'm not super interested in that. But some of the other parts might be quite cool to kind of press into.
I guess my question to you guys is, are you happy for me to have quite a bit of control over a section of your character's backstory? Because I think that would be, I want to know from you guys when in time and what's kind of like an important aspect that you might want to focus on. But I kind of want to just throw out some cool ideas myself and just and get excited about something that I think would be cool and unique for your characters, I guess, or a cool story at that point in your character's life that needs to be told, I think. Yeah.
For me, I would love that, because I don't want to like play a game I've written.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't want to be like,
you don't want to
hey,
micromanage it.
here is exactly how everything happens, and you're just going to tell it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the most I've done so far with Adam was like, hey, Adam, I need the name of someone. So when you hear this name, you are going to know who that person is, that kind of thing. and just left it really kind of vague, but let Adam choose the name. And so when that name comes in, it'll help feel a part of, Morley's memory or kind of thing, Yeah.
I like the idea of like an experienced game master experience, like D&D guy, or for want of a better term, like helping build the backstory. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is the first time I've really done any home brewing as far as a large chunk of story is concerned. So I'm getting quite into it. I'm pretty happy. Yeah. Shannon's disappeared. Are you there, Shannon, or are you?
He keeps popping in and out, doesn't he?
He does. We can't go live until he's back.
Technical issues.
Yeah. Overcord said that it's definitely great to see us all adding some light and enjoyment to an otherwise dark and grisly world. Yeah. I like all the little silly moments.
They were really sure the feelings they wanted to impart when they made this, weren't they? Like,
yeah. They wanted it. They had in capital letters on their whiteboard, "Must be a bummer." At all.
I cannot wait to talk to you guys about this campaign when it's all done. I cannot wait.
You okay, Shannon?
Ooh.
Oh, Shannon, are you okay? You seem to be popping in.
Oh, it's dropping out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Are we gonna be safe to get going?
Hopefully it clears out. I'm only hearing some of your words, so ignore me.
Oh no.
Just at a very vital part of the story, we will have to ignore you.
Well, I have to give my expectations.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I have the expectation and hope to give Reagan maybe one or two characters that exist in the world, and then have him create at least one of them to be just someone you just instantly love to just despise. Have a really iconically hateable bad guy is what my hope is.
And I really like the idea of kind of theming these off, almost giving them genres.
I wanted a heist genre for mine,
which is good, and that's really great. It sets a bit of an expectation to everybody on what they might be able to expect, get them into the mood for it, and then obviously when it gets to character creation, when we're all creating the different characters for the stories, you kind of have something in mind. And with Morley's, it's kind of that swashbuckling sea adventure kind of sort of feel, and so keeping that in mind when you're making these characters. I know Adam's got a relatively set idea for some of the roles that the characters might be, but I don't know if Adam's got any kind of thoughts of if he's vetoing any specific species from being on his crew, that kind of thing, or if it's okay to just be a hodgepodge of different people that he's picked up in different ports, in the nicest way, Morley.
No, and I guess everyone might want a slightly different level of control, and all I was really concerned about is fitting the vibe and kind of having a crew. I thought was very important, and it makes sense for the PCs to be on that crew rather than someone that you're going to encounter for 10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. Overcord said, I think it's a great way to do it in terms of origins or background. I've done that with my players co-writing mini sessions that hook into their backgrounds. They then leave me to slot it into our main campaign at the right time. Yeah, I think it's a fun little way. I'm not a huge fan of people who come to D&D games with 8 pages of backstory of everything their person's ever done, and then they're and I'm a level 1 character. It's just you didn't need to write all that. It's that fear of them really sinking their character too much into a specific type and then maybe not fitting in. It's not.
I'll just leave now, shall I?
Yeah. It wasn't 8 pages, 6 maybe, but not 8. Yeah. I think we might have lost Shannon.
Oh no.
I'm going to assume he's restarting his computer.
I can only assume so. Have we got any messages? No. Okay. All right.
It's all right. He casts sickening radiance.
Yeah. I really would like him back for this. I don't want to.
He's in the boat as well.
I know he's got his skeletons like rowing into one of the other boats too.
Yeah, I was gonna say his skeletons don't get tired, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's
They're
right.
kind of the ideal rowers.
Yeah. Actually, that's crazy. Now that Shannon's not here, my CPU's not maxing out. What the hell?
Oh,
That's bizarre. Why is his video feed maxing out my CPU?
He's doing some funky shit with his video feed, though.
We'll talk about another couple of things then. So, Carlzone said, "Epic character that dies in session 1." Yeah, imagine putting 8 like massive backstory and then just misrolling and doing something wrong, and your character's like dead forever. And the DM's like, "We're bringing in someone new. We can't." He's dead.
Yeah, you're like, my character is the last of his species, but he is a prince, and then he just dies, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Also, Random Origins has asked how the progress on Dicey decks, which is was the temporary word for the trading cards, the getting Dicey trading cards that we're looking at getting out. He knows how it's going because he's the one that's building all the code for it. So he just wants me to talk about it, which I'd love to do. It's coming along really well. I think it's looking really good. We're going to be hopefully rolling out the prototype in the next week or two. It sounds like the database is all set up. The
week or two?
We need to give like a massive shout out to Random Origins, right? He's been doing amazing stuff behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And obviously Shannon for the
I don't understand a word of it.
Well, it's just a
Can I ask a really...
Yeah.
Oh,
no, please.
No.
I can't
It's the
wait.
sort of thing I can ask in the Discord. It's just...
But I'd rather you embarrass yourself live.
Random Origins, just mildly curious as to what language you're building the Dicey decks in.
Yeah, cool. That's not a dumb question. That's good. That's fine.
It's such a save it for the fucking Discord thing, isn't it? And then I interrupted. I was like, no.
He's using React.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
Sick, man. Sick.
Can you believe I used to actually get paid to do comedy? Unbelievable.
So the idea is hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll go live. All of these channel points that you guys have been accruing will finally have a purpose. You'll be able to spend, I think we're going to go live with 250 channel points. They don't cost you. There's not going to spend a cent on this. This is all just spending time with us, gains you these points. 250 of these points you can spend on unlocking a collectible card. The idea is, hopefully this will be where it is when it goes live, that all of the cards that you unlock will be kind of worn and kind of gross looking, and then if you collect 5 of a type, then it'll upgrade it to a mint version. If you collect 5 mint versions, it goes into a nice shiny foil type. The idea being that you want to collect all the cool foil cards. We're going to go live with just a first season of cards, which are going to be just like 5 or 6 cards. And then once we've got it all running really well and everyone's got a nice set of cards, then we'll go live with the next set. So, and I think I was looking up, on average, if you watch Twitch or if you interact with Twitch for about an hour, you earn around 220 channel points. Double that if you get if you're a subscriber. So ideally, you'd be able to get like 4 or 5 cards every session, with the idea of like trying to build up, because I mean you need like 25 of a basic card to eventually get it to a foil. So we want you guys to be spending up your points a whole bunch. And yes, Larp Kiwi says he can afford 189 cards. A lot of you have a lot of points. And
wow.
I was wondering whether or not I just reset everyone's channel points, and then I was thinking, well, I would
can't do that.
I mean, I can with a click of a button.
Yeah, that would be mean.
But I'd rather reward you guys for all the time that you guys have spent here. So we
way to take the stream.
So there may, and I need to talk with Random about this. There may be an option where you can spend more points, maybe 2,500 points, to get a foil card straight away, something like that. So we'll figure it all out. But I'm super excited. Random, you've been doing an amazing job. It was cool to do some testing over the weekend, just making sure it hooked into the channel points. And when you unlock a card, it lets the stream chat know that you got a card and which card you got, so other people can be excited for you about what kind of card and what level it's at. And Shannon, the work that you did on those tarot cards, we're repurposing those to do some really cool 80s inspired trading cards. So when they go live, I'm super excited. No one's really doing this. There is a trading card plugin. It's a third-party one. You got to get yourself and all your viewers to sign up to it, and you use their currency. This is all going to be within Twitch in a panel underneath the stream for now. All using channel points. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just use your Twitch account, watch us, interact in the chat. You'll get points, spend it on cards, and enjoy. It's going to be fantastic. John,
I know you said we don't need to spend anything, but I'm very impatient and I want to have all the cards now. Can I spend money to get all the cards now?
So for version 1, I don't want to include real money at all. Okay. But what I am also thinking is seeing if we can find someone who can manufacture the real cards that you can buy, which would be awesome. So you could actually buy the physical versions of the cards, which would be super.
But you have to buy 25 of them.
yeah.
And non-fuck.
Oh man, how cool! I don't know how many cards are in a tarot deck, but how cool would it be to have a full tarot deck?
That'd be.
I actually have
50,
no idea.
Probably 52. Like a
oh
normal.
Really?
I'm
going to Google it. How
there's like
many
9 of
cards
swords
in
and 8 of swords and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
And if we release it and no one likes
78.
it, we'll just turn it off.
Right.
We'll just get rid of it.
What was the name of the?
Don't say it's at random.
What was the name of the company that manufactured those like basketball cards that everyone loved?
Tops?
Deck, was it?
Tops.
Tops, yeah, that's
Right.
it. Tops.
With 2 P's.
Yeah. Fond memories. Something about collecting actual physical trading cards.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, man.
So I'm
I was obsessed with odd bods. Anyone remember those?
yes.
Yeah.
Vaguely.
Is that not
Odd bods.
the? I'm not thinking.
You're thinking
what were
Garbage
those
Pail
balls?
Kids? Oh,
I'm thinking
no.
of odd balls.
No, oddbods have the curved edges.
Oddbods had
Like,
curved
they're like
edges?
wavy. They're
Yeah,
like
crimpy.
wavy
But what were the
edges.
pictures?
There was like
Oddbods.
They're weird little characters.
it was kind of like Garbage Pail Kids, right? Kind of.
Yeah, they were kind of. A lot of them were quite gross out. Like there was like a
Like
guy
Garbage Pail
that
Kids.
peed in his pants until it was full up, and he was called IP Freely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Didn't they come inside like packets of bread or something? I can't remember.
It was in chips, I
Chips.
think.
That's the one. That's the one.
Anyway,
Simpsons
we're
cards
getting off
was in bread.
topic.
Anyway, we're like tipped
We
off.
need some
I
shrinkies.
remember those.
Yeah.
We need getting dicey shrinkies.
My dad knew like a baker who would just throw out loaves of bread all the time, and we'd just take them and feed them to our pigs.
Evil.
I don't know if you meant to feed them to bread to pigs, but I just ended up with like 5 decks of all the Simpsons cards, just like throwing them around at school. Hey, who wants Simpsons cards? It was great.
Oh, the cool guy.
No,
Got 'em from his
definitely
book.
not the cool guy, but I had the Simpsons cards.
I went to school with a guy who wasn't very popular, and then his parents won some money in some sort of competition. And then what he would do, this is so sad, he used to bring like a big bag of like cheesels or whatever and like give it to someone if they hung around with him for a
no.
sorry, that really lowered
Oh no.
the time, but that's just
I would have hung out with him.
Squished is really calling us out for not having just a 5-minute break, but that's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a child drowning.
Like literally, everyone else is just enjoying it.
Come on,
and
let's
Squished is
get-
like,
let's
"Come
get
on,
back."
guys."
But
By the way,
I'm glad that this did happen because I was able to fix my fucking internet. and I
okay,
couldn't
good.
hear
That was
anything.
actually kind of what I was waiting for. Just like that, you were.
Oh.
Still gonna
Jokes
be
on you,
okay.
everyone. We were stalling. We weren't even having fun.
so seamless.
Someone Overcord was just asking who's doing the art for the cards. For the first round, it's Shannon. We're going to be using the same cards that we used in the initiative animation, but with some more sort of trading card style borders. And Nuka Quinn asked if Joe was going to make any card designs as well. We're going to be open for whatever. So I would love for Joe to make 52
would like
pieces
to.
of art for the next
78.
yeah.
78. I'm making a full tarot deck. It's my new full-time job.
All right, let's get back. Let's get back into it. Let's get the sound of the waves.
There could be a secret Ramsey card that's like in one in every 100 packs.
All right, we're back. American, you've just seen the man in the boat dump this sack into this water and sit back down with a fishing rod, and you've called out to the heavens to change you down into Crocokin form.
Crocokin.
Yeah. Crocagator? I don't know. Mirrorgator? I'm not sure. Crocokin. And you've just started like paddling your little heart out into the water. What are the rest of you guys? The rest of you heading out in the boats as well? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm racing towards a boat to try and shove it into the, like grab the hull and just push it into the sea and then jump in. Okay,
great. American, what I'll get from you, with advantage since you're in crocodile form, what are we going to get from you? Can you give me an athletics check?
Okay.
As a crocodile.
This is where I have to use my different stat block. So just give me a second. So athletics is that a strength-based roll?
It is. But I don't know whether or not a crocodile's got
I have a plus.
Bonuses
I have a +2 for strength.
Okay, and for any of the people that are helming, what's the right word for that? Rowing the rowboats. Give me an athletics check as well.
I'm on a rowboat. Sorry.
I've rolled a 2 + 2 and an 18 + 2.
Okay, we'll take the 18 + 2, since that was with advantage. And so who are the ones manning the boats? Morley?
I'm in a boat with a skeleton.
Okay. Is the skeleton rowing or is
the skeleton's rowing.
Okay, cool. So can we get an athletics check from the skeleton and an athletics check from Morley as well?
I'm standing at the front of the ship, looking out, trying to impress Morley. Like, huh?
Morley's not really watching. Dad.
What I can do?
Can I get advantage since I've done this so many times before?
Go on.
Can I get advantage since
generous game master?
Either way, whether it was advantage or not, it was a great roll. It was a great roll. You got to trust your rolls, Adam. I think you don't ask for advantage. You just trust your rolls, I think.
That's worked out well for me in the past.
Yeah, that's rich. That's a rich thing to say.
And the skeleton, he's rolled a 2.
At least a 2. I'm trying to find what their athletics is.
What's there? Just add their strength on top, at least.
So 2 total.
2 total. The skeleton is having a hell of a time and paddling out. Morley's boat is just zooming off ahead.
Should we say there's 2 skeletons and one's going fast and the other one's going slow?
And you're just making these little circles.
Going around in circles. Yeah. Sorry, Bill.
And so the Baron, you're just waiting on the coastline with.
No, I'm in.
Oh, you're in Morley's boat.
In Morley's boat.
Okay, cool. The rest of the skeletons and Irina and Ismark are waiting there, and Irina is kind of freaking out at this point. American, under the water, you're zipping through. You're the first to get to this sack. It's now, by the time you get to it, it is laying on the bottom of the lake surface, and there are some bubbles coming up from the bottom. And what you see, sort of scattered around, are just small skeletons on the bottom of this lake bed, just maybe like 6. But there is just that one.
6.
Just 6.
Only 6 dead children.
Sorry, I'll put Blinsky's music.
Trivial
back
amount of
on.
small
Sorry.
skeletons.
Wait a second. Let's. I'll just go.
I look at the skeletons and I'm just like.
There's just 6 bodies at the bottom of the.
What happened?
American sighs with relief and goes, only 6 dead children. Oof, that's the weight off my mind.
The sack is moving in quite violent convulsions as bubbles come up out of that sack.
How deep is it down?
Let's have a quick look.
You only need 6 inches of water to drown.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
that's a good one.
It's the thing that you know, just like any lake, there it sort of goes out quite shallow for a decent chunk and then just drops. And so this boat, the small rowboat, was out in the deep part of this lake, and it is like almost 100 feet down, and it's just it's dark.
Oh my gosh.
Bill.
Bill's boat is heading towards where American, like where he can see movement from, I guess, like bubbles or whatever, and where he thinks American would be.
Okay, great. You're following where you sort of could see the shape of American heading. Morley, whereabouts are you sort of heading with your boat?
I'm making a beeline to this rowboat with this this drunken fisherman.
Okay, you're just heading straight for the boat. You haven't while you're, I mean, basically you and American are taking the same heading, except American is diving much deeper than being, I guess, on the surface of the lake. And so you get to the boat around the same time as American getting to the sack at the bottom of the lake. And what you come across is just this it's almost like he hasn't noticed you, even though that you're coming on him pretty quickly. Wait a second, that didn't sound right. You're coming up on him really quickly. And there's nothing. He hasn't looked over in your direction.
Didn't even notice that.
Hasn't looked over in your direction. And he's just kind of silently swaying with the waves of the lake.
It's
Almost
like a true seaman.
Like a what?
Like a true seaman. Morley.
He's almost catatonic. He's just ignoring you completely. What? Whether he's drunk or what, he's ignoring you completely.
Is he staring at the water?
He's he's not even focused at the water. He's just looking out across the lake with his fishing line in hand.
Morley's going to yell out, "Freeze, Coast Guard!" And then he's going to fire off a bolt into the boat, deliberately into the boat as a warning shot to get his attention.
Yeah.
No, a shot across the bow.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, nautical.
Which side is that?
The bow.
Come on.
Just the you know, the starboard.
Just the
starboard.
Bow is the starboard.
Yeah. So you're not trying to hit him or damage the boat. You're just trying to shoot a warning shot across the front of
the
them?
bow.
The bow, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Or near the starboard. Apparently.
Starboard. You shoot that across, and there's like a small moment where he realizes something's going on, and he looks around away from you and looks over towards in your direction, and he's just sort of glazed over. He's got this big drunken red nose. He's balding. He's kind of got grey messy hair, and he's slack jawed, and he just looks at you, and then just looks back across the lake with where he's fishing. American, what are you doing under the water at the moment?
I'm gonna grasp the what is it, a Hessian sack in my stubby little gator arms and speed back up to the surface with it.
You're holding it in your arms.
Yeah, I don't want to bite it. I'm not gonna like clamp down on it. I'm too scared that there's gonna be a little child arm in my mouth. So I'm gonna.
Can they hug things?
Get the knotted
can
bit.
they?
I think you need
You
to
know
use
what?
your teeth, right?
I grab it with my claws.
Okay, perfect.
I just don't bite. I just don't want you to be like, you come up with blood everywhere. You have eaten the child's
You
arm.
ate it. I can't believe it.
It's like how you can accidentally eat your mask while you're wearing it. You know, they say like when you're wearing a mask for COVID, you can accidentally swallow it. Like that might happen to me with the kid. Yeah, that's why that's anti-maskers say that they're like, you can swallow it and
You can swallow
suffocate.
your face nappy, face diaper.
I will get like a strength roll from you,
Okay.
which shouldn't be a problem. It's just there doesn't seem to be. It only feels like maybe maybe 60, 70 pounds.
I've rolled a 1 + 2 for a total of 3.
That's how many hit points you damage.
Oh god.
So a low amount.
The sack starts bleeding. Weird. No,
Yeah, I knew it.
no, it's not that. It's not that you can't lift this thing. It's just it's heavier than you were expecting. It keeps slipping out of your little claws. It's taking you a little longer to get to the surface. You were hoping to really power up to the surface, but halfway up it slips from your claws, and you have to go back down to get it. And the bubbles from the sack starts like slowing down. And you grab back onto the sack, and there's no more bubbles coming from the sack as you make your way to the surface alongside Morley and Baron's boat. And it's at this point Bill and the skeleton sort of slowly have made their way finally up alongside as well. Morley, you see this crocodile with the sack in its mouth burst up out of the water. And it's kind of struggling.
Wait, sack in its mouth?
Oh, sorry, in its claw, sorry. Yeah, and it's obviously it's struggling to really try and get that sack up onto the boat.
Yeah, I'll dive in and try and haul the sack over the side of the boat. I'm a pretty good swimmer.
Okay.
I think we'll all be pleasantly surprised with the outcome of this.
Give me an athletics roll, please.
I've been amazed by Morley's skill. I'm holding on for dear life. I'm not used to being in a boat, and he's rowed like the clappers and dived in at the end.
When he dives off, the whole
mate.
boat is just like rocking with the opposite motion from that jump. And yeah, you're just sitting there clinging onto each side.
Yeah,
Bill?
holding on for dear life.
Seeing Morley dive off the boat, I'm going to cast a level 3 spell on him called Haste.
Oh.
To hopefully make things move much more quickly.
Okay. I think with the roll of 16 plus 3, you're 19 for your athletics. With your haste, is there a roll involved, or is it just activated?
No, a willing creature just gets activated. So he gets a +2 bonus to his AC. He has advantage on dex saving throws and gains an additional action on each of his turns.
Increase in speed as well, or is that something else?
I thought there was.
I thought there would
he can use the action. He can use the action to dash, which is the increase in speed.
Okay, well, so yeah,
If he
since we're not in combat, a lot of that isn't relative. Relative? Yeah.
Relevant.
So will just mean that it just boosts his speed. So, Morley, you're looking down and you're seeing through the murky water that moment where the sack slips from Mirakin's claw. She goes back down to get it, and you freak out because the bubbles surfacing have definitely slowed down, and you dive in and you meet Mirakin maybe 10 feet from the surface of the water, grab onto this Hessian bag, and this is now that you're holding onto it, you can feel clearly that there is someone inside that sack. That's that familiar shape of a human form. And so you are now urgently swimming with Mirakin pushing you with the snout, like trying to give you that extra boost as well to get to the surface of the water. And you emerge from the top surface of the water and just heave the sack into your rowboat.
Gently,
Baron,
though, like,
Just wham!
heave it in gently.
He slam dunks the sack
Go out of the way.
easily into the boat.
Bam and slam.
and Baron, you're in that boat. You're the wave, the rocking of the boat has almost dissipated just as Morley emerges and comes and brings that sack down into the boat next to you.
I want to pull out a knife from my belt and slice across the sack as fast as I can with surgical like precision. I
top of the
hasten
sack.
to add.
Yeah. You do so, and you pull back the sack to see the small.
I've
said it so many times, especially like just cutting open the sack. That's graphic. But you see
heaving his sack. He cuts
slamming the
open the
sack.
sack.
You see, Baron, you see this as well. Bill, you see this as well. American, from your vantage point, you may not see this, but the rest of you see this grey-skinned, small 7-year-old, or maybe it looks to be 7 or 8, small girl with black hair matted and stuck against her face from the absolutely drenched from head to toe with water, and she doesn't seem to be breathing.
Kiss of life.
She's not breathing. Is Morley? You're in the boat, obviously. You just cut it open. Can you do anything about this? I'm just going to try and pat her on the cheek. Wake up!
Not magically, but I will do the old hold the nose and blow into her lungs and
Give me.
What's that called?
CPR.
CPR.
Is that what you're
No,
talking about?
CPR is where you're pumping the chest. What's this called?
Oh, true.
Kiss of life.
Yeah, but it's called respiratory something. Yeah,
I
you know.
I thought that was just CPR as well, but you're right.
They don't even
I
do
don't
that.
know. I don't know.
You just do CPR.
Give me. Just do CPR.
Okay, I'll just do that then.
Or we just
You can just make up a word for it. This is like a Barovia. Just come up with your own term.
The breathe of Morley's breathing.
That's the one.
The breathing
Fisherman's friend.
magics.
Yeah.
I will let you choose whether you give me a medicine check or a survival check, because it's part of
Oh.
Definitely survival.
Okay.
Yeah, mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth.
Mouth to mouth resuscitation.
There we go.
That's what it was. Yeah. Okay, I've got an inspiration point. I've been holding on to it for ages.
Oh,
I'm gonna use it for this.
Oh.
hell yeah.
Which gives me advantage?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh god.
Okay, so
Ooh.
you. So what's that? A total of 12. So you start administering mouth to mouth, and after 10 to 20 seconds of doing this, there's
Bill.
still no response. Bill?
He has 2 actions.
Oh.
He can breathe so fast right now, you guys. You wouldn't even believe how much oxygen he can.
Give me one more survival roll, please.
Morley's double kiss of life maneuver.
15 total.
That's
pretty good.
After that first 10 or 20 seconds, you're listening out for the breath, and you go in to just try one more time. You breathe into her mouth. You pump her chest a couple of times just to try and help get some of that water out. And just there's like a moment where there's just nothing. And then she just coughs out this big burst of water out over her face and into the boat, and a little bit gets onto the Baron as well. And she just she is barely conscious, and she's looking around. She doesn't seem to be crying or really overly concerned, but she's just laying there in the bottom of this boat, starts to shiver and finish coughing up some of this water out of her mouth.
All right, last thing I'm going to do before I move on.
Defibrillator
is wrap her in my captain's coat, my jacket, so she's warm.
Yeah, you sit her up and put the coat over her, which just looks enormous, and she looks almost hidden away in this jacket at this point. And she's just sitting there shivering and looking at all of you. And she says, What happened? Where am I?
Belle?
The weirdest thing is, through all of this, through all of the hubbub, the mouth to mouth, her sitting there, her now talking, Bluto was sitting only like 10 feet away from your boat, fishing rope in hand, ignoring you all completely, looking out across the lake.
I want to say American is absolutely consumed by rage, witnessing this cowardly and cruel act of an innocent child. And as she's consumed with rage, you would see her crocodile eyes glow a frightening golden yellow as she lunges towards Bluto.
I'm going to yell out, "Stop! Stop, friendly crocodile!"
Does American stop?
I'm the new Loris. Well, that's a good question.
You don't have to.
Do
This
I?
is
Because I'm moving towards him as well. I'm trying to get over to the other boat.
Let's just take a step back for a minute. Let's just talk out of game for a moment.
Oh.
Obviously, we've got a bit of a... American just wants to kill this guy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't say that. I
You-
said I lunge at
Lunge
him.
at him, lunge at him, right? And what are you thinking, Baron?
Out of game, I think he
Yeah.
might be under some kind of spell, and I'm going to try identify on him.
And out of game, I was going to use my grapple move. But
Go for it.
Okay. So
but
I thought you were just going to take his head off. That's all. I'll just yell out, "Don't kill him just yet."
okay, I am good. I do listen. My rage is paused for a minute as I hear the voice of reason calling out, and I do slow down as I approach him, and I'm gonna try and slither up on the boat regardless.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna go in for his head or anything.
are you wanting to attack him, or are you trying to grapple him?
I'm gonna approach him, and I'm ready to lunge at a moment's notice.
You managed to...
I'm not even gonna grapple him yet.
Okay, you managed to kind of make your way up onto his boat, or is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're really rocking this boat, and he looks down at and sees you sort of climb out, this crocodile climbing up onto his boat, and he just kind of shuffles a little bit to the side to try and get some distance before just focusing back out at the lake with his fishing line.
I want to paint the picture of what the crocodile looks like. It's like got its mouth open ajar, and it's making that scary rumble noise that they make. It's really quite terrifying, I imagine. So I'm quite like confused that he doesn't seem to be reacting in
They're
terror.
very basing. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I'm like, bop, 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 bop. Morley.
Baron, weren't you going to hold him? Hold person, not like...
Nice.
Just needs a hug.
Either one. I was going to, but then he's not doing anything anyway. So I'm trying to like paddle the boat over ineffectually, I'm sure, towards his boat to get closer, and then I'm going to... Morley, can you give me a hand and get me into that
I'm
other
actually
boat?
just looking after a near-death child at the moment. You think you can manage this one
I was
on
going
your
to
own?
say, could you toss me into that boat? But
I toss off the Baron immediately,
Finally.
and then I come quickly.
I think, American,
all over
the more that you're just sort of sitting there making that rumbling noise at Bluto, he sort of puts his line down a little bit, grabs one of his oars really slowly, just slowly and kind of clumsily, grabs his oar, and he just looks over at you and just tries to like pry it under you. And he's like, "So you get out of here, crocodile, get out of here, fishing." And he's just trying to like, he's just trying to kind of like lever you off the boat, but really not getting very far with it.
yeah, he's a nice guy. Well, if I can get to him, I need to put my hand on him. I will cast Identify.
Yeah, so there's a bit of movement. I'll get an acrobatics check from you to see if you can master the two rocking
I'm incredibly
boats.
good at
Here we go, hold sea legs. This will be good.
acrobatics, is it?
Like, I'm picturing the Baron like two hands on one side of the boat, just like
Yeah.
shaking.
Yeah, I'm holding... My hands haven't let go, but my feet are reaching over to the other boat. You know, like across on my back and just trying to pull that boat towards me.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'll just sort of fall in like a sack of rocks or something.
It looks messy, but you do achieve it.
I got a 20 in
Yeah.
total.
Still, just by
Nice.
18 plus
Baron's
2.
natural way of being, it was successful, but it was messy.
And then I'll just try and I'll just put my hands on his shoulders to try and steady myself as I cast Identify. It's a level 1 spell.
And what does it?
And
What does it do?
If I touch a creature through the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
You get nothing.
Nothing.
There are no spells affecting Bluto at this point. But
Eat American.
You can smell. you can smell the alcohol coming off this guy. And he feels your hands on his shoulders, and he looks up behind him. You're funny. What are you doing on my boat? You're a funny looking man, are you?
What are you doing throwing children into the lake?
Come to do fishing with old Bluto, haven't you?
I'm going to try and
Wake
up.
And he just turns back to the water with his puts the oar down, having no luck levering that crocodile off the boat.
What the hell?
And he picks up his fishing line and he stares out across the water. Any day now. Any day we'll get a couple of fishes.
Well, it's not magical. Whatever it is that's causing this idiot to not notice anything. I'm just going to try and slap him in the face. Wake up, you fool.
There's like a really delayed kind of reaction from him. And he just sort of... as he just gets back to his fishing.
Is he on something, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, he's drunk.
He looks around in his boat. He's, where's that girl gone? Where's this? And he's just kind of like mumbling to himself now.
And I do
what the hell are we
languages.
There's nothing coming from this guy. It's like he barely is registering anything that's happened out on this lake. He's just there to do his fishing. He's drunk as anything, and he just doesn't seem to care about the world around him right now.
Well, it seems like he's killed plenty of other children in the past. I'm going to try and tie him up.
Okay. Have you've got rope, I guess. Give me.
Yep. Always got a rope.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
So are you going to try and like tie his hands behind his back? What are you trying to do? Yeah. So you're trying
hands behind his back.
He's quite a big guy.
But is he like? Seems to be pliant.
Until you pull on one of his arms from behind to try and get him behind his back, and he tries to shrug you off. So we're going to do a strength versus strength here.
Oh, okay. Oh, he came to the wrong place because
American's just like thrashing her tail back and forth. She's itching to just like kill this guy now.
Sure. I got a 6 minus 1.
6 minus 1.
Beat that.
Yeah, he's beaten it by some. Not much, but he did beat it by some. So he just like shrugs out of your grasp.
American. Friendly crocodile. Shall we take him back to the town? Or what do you two as a sailor detectives want to do?
Yeah, what do the detectives do?
How close is Bill's boat to his?
You guys you're like making a small triangle at the moment, sort of front to back each boat, sort of line, making a little triangle. So they're very close. Close.
If I can reach him with my blood spear.
Let's go.
You're just going to attack him?
Bill's like range is just absolutely...
I'm gonna whack him over the back of his head. And try to knock him unconscious with the flat of my spear.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Give me a roll to hit.
So non-lethal damage, just so I'm clear.
Right. Non-lethal.
22.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a hit. You just reach out, just smack the blunt side of the spear against his head, and he's just out cold, just gone. What was
American's
the
just
damage?
like-
9 non-fatal damage. He's unconscious, completely gone.
American's gonna like clamp onto his clothing with her teeth, and she's gonna be like motioning with her head like over the side of the board. Drown him now. Shall I just drag him to his death now? What are we doing? What are we doing? I want him dead now.
I'm just going to say, he doesn't deserve much, does he? What's the right thing to do here?
I'm just like,
Let's hand him in to the townsfolk so he can answer for his crimes. We got to find out what other children were taken.
So just it's one of the thoughts that is kind of in the back of your minds at the moment is that there's no real hierarchy in Vallaki at the moment. Hierarchy, Vallaki, I like it.
Yeah.
In Vallaki at the moment, and you also know that the last thing that occurred to any sort of criminal that you're aware of was being stoned to death in the stocks. So that's kind of fresh in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, if that's his fate.
No, we'll take him back, we'll tie him up, and we'll get a copy of the fucking Vallaki yellow pages, and then just, land a couple of good ones on him until he talks.
Is that what Morley says?
No, Morley is still over this girl. I'm trying to really establish if she'll answer the bell, if she is Belle. I really want to know that.
Let's
I've got a health potion.
Okay.
I'm gonna
You've got
take
a
a
health
little
potion?
cork out of my health potion and pour it into her mouth.
Okay, yeah, she drinks back some of that health potion and some of the color returns to her cheeks, and she smiles up at you, and she says, "Where am I? Why am I wet?" And she's kind of like flicking off some of the water off her hands and trying to wring out some of her hair.
Belle? Belle, is your name Belle?
Yes, yeah, that's.
Oh, thank Christ! I thank the morning Lord. Morley's just gonna yell out, "It's Belle! We found her! We found her!"
And that just echoes out like across the Lake Zorovich and bouncing off some of the mountains on the far side of the lake.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You said she was grey-skinned. Do you mean that she was grey-skinned because she had just been drowned, or
Correct.
did she like actually have a grey complexion,
No,
like
no,
a
it
drow
was-
or something?
No. The color has returned to her now that she's
Okay.
awake and alive and has health potions inside
Crocodile
of her.
child.
So yeah, she was grey during
Okay.
due to having not being able to breathe.
Okay. You to know.
Yeah. Yeah, so Morley just like shouting out loud, "We found her!" What are you guys doing with Bluto? What's the plan?
Yellow pages.
I don't really have much to say as a crocodile, so
Yeah.
I will defer to the others if they want to say something. If they
American,
say,
you can just do an action if you want to do an action.
Yeah, American. You can just also just be threatening or back off. Like, I'll be paying attention. What do you think, American? Should we take him back for justice, or do you want to murder him now?
it's like when you put it that way, I am meant to be a hero,
Well,
so I should probably say justice. But she is extremely livid. Like,
yeah.
this is like the worst thing you can do in her mind is like murder an innocent child. So she's fighting every fiber of her being to just like clamp down on him and drag him into the murky depths, never to be seen again. So she says, "Bob, Bob, Bob, Bob." And you sort of pick up on that.
Well, he's knocked out now. Waiting to murder him, or put him to justice is the same end. But I'm just suspicious about this whole thing. It doesn't seem to be even acting like a normal human.
Yeah.
No,
I think
he
that's
doesn't.
what's partly holding me back as well, is like, what's the mystery here? He's not just like, I love drowning children.
Yeah, he
If
wasn't
he
getting
said
any
that,
joy out of it.
I would kill him.
He didn't even notice he'd thrown the child in. He was like, "Where's that kid?"
Yeah.
He's just drunk. I think he's just like not sure where he is in his plans at this point. You know, he's like looking
And I'm
around.
just like, but
So
why
he's
is
just
he
drunk.
even doing it?
Here's where Bill's at. Bill's trying to work out how we can exact justice for the children that he's. I didn't character. How can we exact justice for the lives this cretin has taken?
You know, I have a theory as a player, actually. What if he's just trying to use them as bait? Like, he's that desperate. And that's, like, as simple as it is.
How big are these fish?
I don't know.
It's no excuse, though, right?
Oh, I'm not saying that would justify it. No,
Hang
no,
on
no.
a minute, understandable then.
I'm just trying to
Maybe
figure out the
we're thinking hard.
mystery.
He's just hungry.
You might be right. It looks like he's done it. Oh, I guess I don't know. You're the only one that knows there's
Yeah.
other skeletons down there, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm wild with rage.
Well, anyway, I think he needs to. Maybe we take him back to the Vistani camp and they can. He can answer to them.
So
I
just
think,
to be clear, no one wants to take him back to shore, tie him up, and try and get some answers out of him, because he'll sober up in time and he might make more sense.
Yeah,
And we can probably find some things out, and then if we need to, we will put him to death,
yeah. Or his
or then take him back to the Vistani
his
camp where they can.
victims can, or whoever, if there's some sort of way of extracting justice.
Yeah,
I think just killing him outright, that's pretty easy. We could do that later if we had to.
I could do it right now.
yeah.
I just wish you'd said, I love murdering children.
Yeah.
I'd do it again. I love murdering children. I absolutely live for it.
And the
then
numerous
Ironically.
skeletons you saw at the bottom of the lake didn't kind of make you feel.
I feel like it's about as clear as it can possibly be.
You know what? If everyone's okay with it, can I drag him to the murky depths and exact revenge for those precious children whose innocence he stole?
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, if I'd have known there was lots of it and there's no explanation that he's being controlled by someone, I have no problem with it.
You've told us there's no spells.
American thinks back to the small, fragile corpses on the bottom of the river, and emotion overtakes her. She whips forward in an instant, grabs him by the leg, clamps down on him, and plummets off the edge of the boat.
Like
in an attempt to drag him down.
You bite down with such like ferocity that it almost severs the leg as you just drag him out of the boat, just whipping him out into the surface of the lake.
As he gets pulled out, I want to grab his whiskey bottle or something out of his pocket.
I loot the course.
You see, give me a perception check, Baron.
And as you pull out the whiskey, there's a note attached to it that says, "I'm a good man and I love my wife very much."
12.
And give me a dex roll as well.
Okay, I get +2 for that. 1 + 2.
You see that bottle, you see like what a little flask in his pocket, and you reach to grab out for it, and your hand meets air as the body is just splashed down into the water.
Shit.
American, you just spiral, twisting this man's leg and body behind you as you reach the bottom of the lake floor, and you again see these skeletons again, and you're seeing them in a little bit more detail this time, and you see that they all seem to have some kind of although starting to fade, and it's very hard to see in the murky waters, but they all seem to have quite bright garb attached or floating nearby these skeletons. It looks like this man was obsessed with the Vistani, that this was definitely not the first time he had dumped a body from into this lake. And you just notice the last few bubbles of air release from the man's mouth. His leg severs and his body drops to meet the bodies at the bottom of the lake.
Where he belongs.
And that's where we'll end
Jehovah's
tonight.
Witnesses have done it again.
Yeah, that's where we're going to end
What?
tonight.
All right.
We're so damaged that even a child murdering racist, we're like, there might be something. There might be a little something.
He was just not with it at all. You know,
I
he
didn't
didn't give
think
any response. He wasn't like, "Oh, I've just killed someone" or anything. It didn't even seem to register that he killed someone.
I didn't think he was, I wasn't advocating to give him a hug and send him back to the workforce. I was just saying that maybe he had some answers that could have built some more of the story.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was redeemable.
That was what was staying my hand for a bit. I was like, oh, what's the mystery? But then I was like, but realistically, my character would be just so beyond incense.
And also, you do have someone who has gone through an experience now that you can ask questions to. So there is also someone that you now have.
Yeah, that's true.
That can answer some questions.
Yeah.
This is similar to the windmill with the captured children and.
Yeah, kind of.
How many more captured children?
There's a bit of a theme. There's a bit of a theme going on with obviously the witches from the windmill capturing kids, Bluto taking this kid, the werewolves taking kids as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Were the witches taking Vistani or just any kids?
Any kids. Actually, probably
they were
no
taking
Vistani, to be honest. The villages from the town of the village of Barovia, so probably no Vistani.
I did enjoy dragging a man to drown in the murky depths of a cursed resting place of murdered children.
Yeah,
you should eat him.
I mean, I wouldn't want to waste,
That's how we'll start.
I'll probably get drunk.
Oh, no.
American just services, and you just like
Pickled.
Yeah.
just like hick. Ooh, I feel a bit woozy. Have a lie down.
But yeah, we just stopped a little bit early, just due to the fact that John has to head off pretty much bang on 10. So I wanted to give him a chance to be able to wrap up in a good time.
And we actually did something.
I really
we did something, you guys.
I really enjoyed it. Like that almost felt like a one shot that session. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that session. That was cool.
That was awesome.
Grim, fucking grim as hell, but I really liked it.
I quite like the pace of that. It's like there's obviously nothing here. Let's go to another thing. There's like he's obviously bad. Let's fucking drown him.
Yeah. It was good. It was kind of like you got what you needed from Blinsky and you were gone. You got what you needed from that house and then you were gone. And then when you were sort of like dawdling a little bit about how you were going to take boats, there was like an action from Bluto and you guys were out there and it was good.
Yes.
Really, really good pacing. Really good pacing.
Great DMing.
It was a fun one to DM. It was a fun one to play.
I'm sort of over my worry.
Did you like the old woman?
I love the
yeah,
and,
great
and
voice.
now we get to tell her, well, he's very close to the Morning Lord now.
We got through to him.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. The Jehovah's Witnesses have done it again.
That's what you said.
Another case.
It's either with the Morning Lord or the Night Mother. One of the two.
Yeah, that was
cool. I'm over worrying about killing people too much these days because after going through that monastery and having to kill everyone by hand, I think my character is like, this is just something you have to do.
Which is honestly that was brutal as well.
If you're playing D&D and you're too worried about killing a multiple child murderer, something's gone wrong in your game, right?
Yeah. I was trying to make it so like he clearly didn't care. He was just there to go fishing. He's already done it multiple times, and I was trying to just make it. I was trying not to make this one that
coming
gray.
across to me like he was mindless and being used as a puppet.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
That's why
I was like, is there like a big sea creature that's like demanding sacrifices and controlling its mind?
I was really stoked that you used identify, so I could just get rid of that completely.
Yeah, that was good. Great idea.
That was a really good idea. So that was fun.
Good teamwork, crew. Good teamwork.
Good crocodiling.
That was
over here. Who was like,
I loved the crocodile.
Damn good seamanship from Morley as well.
Coming
the rowing was boosty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time he's done CPR as well. Like, he was really showing. He was showing all his strength.
The diving, it all came together. That was like a watery one shot.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Don't need to do the origin now.
Yeah, that's right.
Larp Kiwi says, and the next session will be all lighthearted and fun, right? Right?
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Luca Quinn said, great session, very dark, but still saved the girl, which is awesome. I would have...
Yeah.
Look, it was going to be very possible for you to not save the girl.
Dang, that would have been rough.
If you guys hadn't swum out there fast enough, that would have been it. That would have probably been it.
Yeah.
So good rolls. Good that you took separate boats to help increase the chances of getting out there as well. Really, really like that. And I love that you just fucking killed Bluto at the end as well. We haven't done this for a few sessions because I keep forgetting, but chat, who deserves an inspiration point for that session? Let's throw up a name in the chat for who you think deserves an inspiration point. Who already has an inspiration point sitting around? I know Morley used his tonight, which was great use of it. Great use of it.
Yeah, amazing use of it. I don't have one currently.
I have one.
So Baron's got one, so don't put a vote for Baron. Bill, do you have an inspiration point still? No. So we've got Morley, Bill, and Mirakin. Please throw a name up for who you think should get a point of inspiration. I'll be for if there's a tiebreaker, I'll put my vote in because I've got my thoughts as well. I thought there was some awesome role play from everyone in this session. I love the detectives putting the pressure on Bluto.
Yeah.
Poor Bluto had never had this kind of pressure in his life.
Not Bluto.
Not Bluto. Blinsky.
Yeah.
That was great. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got a few people putting some names in here. One vote for Mirakin, one vote for Morley, 2 votes for Mirakin, 3 votes for Mirakin, 4 votes for Mirakin, 2 for Morley. Mirakin, you get a point of inspiration.
Thank you. I mean, it's hard to beat.
Three votes
Crocodile
for
Murder.
Morley. Yeah, 5 for Mirakin, 3 for Morley.
3 to 4.
Calzone says
Nice.
the detectives were awesome. And Larp Kiwi says everyone he's ever seen has killed Bluto. I think he's a very hateable character that you need to... Larp Kiwi wants to give me the inspiration. I should bring back...
Yeah.
I should bring back the ability
That's
for
true.
the GM to have inspiration on
That's very true.
things. Okay, cool.
I want to give the old woman inspiration. She was great.
I didn't even expect... Like, I wrote down that there was going to be a neighbor, and that was all the prep I did. There's a neighbor.
Nice.
And that, like, the neighbor will give some info about where he's been. But then I just forgot about it completely. And I was like, oh, shit, who is this neighbor?
A lot of info as well, and well-timed. It reminded me of Wayne's World was replayed last night when they walk out and they see the security guard that says, that's Frankie Sharp's limo. First he's going to come through Chicago. Then he's going to go back. And he's got all that info.
Yeah, Chris Farley rules. He's so good. Oh yeah, the needle counter. Have I not been? Oh, I haven't been. Have I been showing the needle counter? I haven't. Where is that up to? I should probably. Okay, I need to get that back because it's definitely there somewhere. But I've forgotten to put that up on the new stream. Sorry, I forgot to put that up on the new thing. So I'll get that up for next session. But I think you're a little way off. But I'm just going off memory now. What else? I think that's it. I think, how are we all looking for next week, guys? Have we all got next Monday free? I know we're all, thumbs up from everyone. Cool, perfect. I'll do some another prep stream this coming weekend to see what happens next. I'm assuming it'll probably involve Valaki and probably the camp, Vistani camp, maybe, if you're taking the bell back. So that's what I'll probably prep. A few things there. Feel free to come and talk to us on our Discord where we chat about D&D and pretty much it's basically just me and Shannon just talking about anything and everything. So just come and talk.
Sorry about that.
No, it's good. I hang out in our Discord way too much.
Don't miss cable chat.
Cable chat? We haven't had cable chat for a while.
Where's cable chat?
Cable chat. It's a thread, but it only shows up when you're using it.
The threads in Discord are really kind of bad. Like they're very easy to miss.
You can't see them.
Yeah. They're very hard to see. So, but do come and
you
stop
don't
by.
Start one. You don't know what's there.
Yeah, you got to kind of, and I don't want to just tag at everyone every time I make a new thread. So, yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to see them.
At everyone, come and check out cables. Check out USB cables.
Squish said, and Shannon is there all hours of the day. Look, it's a good place to hang out.
So
and
is
talk shit.
Squished.
So yeah, that's a good point. But definitely come and talk to us in Discord. If you're new to us, and I saw that Demon King Dragon just gave us a follow. Thank you for the follow. Come and check out our previous sessions on YouTube or podcast. Speaking of podcasts, we did get nominated for the New Zealand Podcast Awards for our podcast. So that is super.
The category.
Cool. So they are going to be announcing all the categories soon and which categories each one falls into. So they're just kind of letting people know that they've been nominated, and then they will shortlist all the nominees down to like actual finalists, right? And then the categories and stuff.
So actual good podcasts.
That's when we get weeded out. That's when we're out.
We can say it's an honor just to be nominated.
Honestly,
Yeah.
dude, I was
You only say
stoked.
that if you win.
Yeah, I was super
That's
happy.
true.
It's so humbling.
No one wants to talk to you.
It's so humbling.
Oh,
winning
God, you're so
everything.
humble.
Is it fan voted? Like, should we be
I think
putting a call out to be like,
there's
vote for us?
there's a listener favorite. There's going to be a listener favorite thing, which I think that's the one you want, right? That's the one you want. Anyway,
Nah.
Yeah, maybe, but God, we want a lot of things in life.
You want the one that is like best podcast ever. Or critically acclaimed.
yeah. Larp Kiwi's saying, ever thought of doing raids at the end of the stream? I think we tested that out like a year or more ago, and so many streams that we raided didn't even notice. We stream at a really bad time when almost no one else is on, and so you really get these kind of quiet streams. Maybe we'll look at doing that again. Maybe next time. Not tonight. I've got to prepare some stuff and do that.
Raid a
next time.
cool art channel where they're sculpting
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, well,
That-
I like
Read
the
that
idea.
one with the woman in the paddling pool with the blow up banana.
Just send everyone to yeah.
He needs the hits.
Yeah. They definitely need a few more subscribers. We're almost at
Pique their interest.
900 followers, by the way. So if you're
What?
We've got 884 followers currently on Twitch. If you're watching and you're not following us, please do get us to 900, because that'd make me feel really good. Check out our podcast. Check out our YouTube. I think with the new branding, we're going to need a new shirt as well, I think. So I think a new shirt with the new design, and see if we can find a shirt that matches the colors of the new design. Would be
green.
With a gradient.
Yeah, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can do that, but we can
We
definitely
just tie dye it.
Yeah.
just individually. We'll just everyone who orders one will just individually tie dye a shirt.
I got an idea. You know how in the thing it's got a rectangle cut out?
Yeah.
Actually cut that out of the shirt. Show your tummy.
Yep.
I like that.
That'd be like
That's the
the
winner.
map.
Yeah. So maybe we'll look at getting a new shirt, because I'd like a new shirt as well. So with the new branding, that'd be cool. All right, we'll be back at the same time next week, next Monday, same time, usual place. Thanks everybody, and thanks to everyone watching.
you.
Thanks for your support with being patrons, with being subscribed to us, with giving us a follow. Everything, you guys are fantastic, and you guys as players, so good. Tonight was a ball. So we'll see you guys next week.
A sack.
Bye.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Wait a minute. There we go. All right. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, it's
Love you
complete.
guys. And
Should have been a crocodile.